So the Reverend Jess Cast said Christmas season is about God choosing a woman to lead a revolution of reorganizing the structures of societal power by her leadership, tenderness, and faith. Let's think about that. So, you're not going to hear this often, but this is one of those few times that I think I agree with a liberal, and I'm talking theologically, not politically, a liberal, pro-LGBT, feminist, quote unquote pastor. And I say quote unquote because God has made the determination of what makes a pastor, and she does not make the cut. Both because God has put men in authority in that way for a reason. Not because men are smarter or better organized than women. Often we are not. But for an authority perspective, he has. And secondly, because her theological beliefs are clearly not in line with the scriptures. So, the Reverend Just Cast, she is not going to say we agree, because she has interpreted the incarnation in a very unorthodox way. She has made it about Mary. She has made it about feminism. She has made it about women having power and leadership and authority. And please note, when I use the word feminism, I'm not speaking about all the different versions of feminism. I'm talking about simply that idea that she's putting women in authority. I'm not talking about women voting or not voting. That's not my purpose in this video. But here's why I think we kind of agree, even though she'll say no. We agree because how did God choose a woman? What did that woman do which was in obedience to God? And this is where I think her point that she's trying to make, which is feminism rah-rah, goes off the rails. Because God chose Mary to do what? To bear Jesus and to raise him in a godly home. And if that is what she means by women leading a revolution of reorganizing structures of societal power by leadership, tenderness, and faith, I agree. Women who, and some are going to hear this and they're going to be taken aback, and I really want you to think through this. Women, by having children and raising them in godly homes, do more to influence the culture and society than almost anyone else in the entire world. The CEOs, no. The college professors, no. The politicians at the highest level, no. The reality is that women, by having and raising godly children, and let me emphasize that. I'm not even necessarily speaking about godly children, but women who have and raise their children will do more to influence society than almost anyone else. And obviously that can be done poorly and lead to a society that does not value the things of the Lord, or it can ultimately be done well in a way that glorifies God. And she does not have this perspective. I have a feeling from looking at her Twitter profile. But I want to encourage the mothers in our congregation and any young women or older women who are hearing these words. There is something that you accomplish in having and raising children that is more important than 90%, if not higher, of the things that get done in this world. It is a lofty, lofty position, a lofty and important role, a blessed role that God has given you authority over. Never look lowly upon that. Never think, well, I've got to make a name for myself. I've got to do. You having children and raising them is one of the most important things that will ever be done. Stay-at-home moms, you are a blessing to your families. Now listen, not every mom can stay at home. You still raise your children. Raise them in a godly way. and you will impact your culture, your church, your entire community. Some women, sadly, are not blessed to be able to bear their own children, but many of you can adopt. And the work you do in adoption, which, by the way, is God's picture to us of our relationship with Him. He adopts us. Adoption is a beautiful thing, and it is no less to raise a child that you have adopted than to raise a child that you have born. And some women never will do either. But you can have an impact upon those kids in your church, on those kids that you may almost look at as grandkids. I've seen my own children shaped and blessed by godly women who no longer have kids in their home, or maybe never did. You have the ability to change society and to change the culture of your church and your community. And you do so by leading these children with tenderness and faith. Never look lowly upon that. The role of a mother, the role of a woman taking care of children is incredibly powerful, and it can never, never be thought less of. I hope you are blessed by this. I hope you are reminded of what a wonderful and powerful ability you have in raising godly children. Until next time, beloved, have a good night.